like what I'm for what I was thinking is like, how would I describe scouting somebody who doesn't know any, like, why scout? Why do teams scout? Like, and obviously it's like you're trying to gain an advantage. So like, what are the advantages you gain from scouting? And then you could go even deeper. That's where I like wrote down stuff like, what is the goal of basketball? Is,
Yeah.
is like you're trying to score more points than the other team. So how do you achieve that? I mean, I like we don't want to say like too basic, like you want to put the ball in the basket or something like that, but that's where you start thinking about stuff like expected points per possession and stuff. So like scouting is trying to figure out which player could help you get more expected points per possession than the other team. And obviously, if you're talking to like a person who's not very familiar with basketball, you're already starting to get into more complex terms. But I don't think I think for our audience, we don't necessarily have to define these terms. But the reason I want to go from such a bottom up, I just feel like there's things that people miss so often in
Yeah.
scouting and player evaluation, and because we often just kind of overlook certain things that like take them for granted, quote unquote, and kind of already have this set of presumptions that we make as we go into it. So I'm kind of trying to avoid that and try, like I said, like for me, like the goal of the podcast is to go from the very bottom, make sure we don't miss anything, and like at this point it doesn't, I'm not sure that what I said is that useful, to be honest. And now I think some of the things that we go through this podcast may not always come out with some big eureka moment, but I think it's
Yeah.
important to kind of go from the bottom up and not to really miss anything. So yeah, yeah.
I
So I
think
think the
that, yeah,
go ahead, go
you
ahead.
just